Howdy, folks. So over the last couple of days or weeks, whatever, I've spoken about the cost of living in Vancouver and more specifically the cost of rent in Vancouver. And a few people have asked me, so how much do people earn in Vancouver that they can pay those kind of rents? I guess, that's a very interesting question. So let's have a look at some of the jobs available in Vancouver at the moment. I'm on a site called Jubal. I've done a little bit of research. I actually went on the government site. They have a site where they update the latest salaries based on surveys and everything. But I mean, it's just silly because it's between $40 an hour and $160 an hour. That just doesn't give you any idea of what's really going on. So I thought the simplest way is to go to Jubal. This is a site that basically draws jobs. It's just a site that gets jobs from everywhere and just sticks them in one place so that you can, it's an aggregator pretty much. It aggregates jobs from various different platforms into one place, and it will give you an idea of what jobs are available in Vancouver at the moment. I'm not sure how many of these jobs accept people from, will bring in immigrants. I do know that there is a huge employee shortage at the moment in Canada. People are struggling to find people to fill their positions. It's crazy, actually, when you speak to them. Even at Belinda's company, she's saying that on the last call, the CEO said that if you know of anybody looking for jobs, we've got a whole bunch of openings and we're struggling to fill them. We're not finding anybody to stick in there. So there are jobs available, and I guess if you ever want to apply for jobs in Canada, now is a good time because there's a shortage of labor. All right, so let's have a look at this site. This site is called Jubal, and it just shows, I put in all the jobs within a 16-kilometer radius from me. Actually, let's up that a little bit. Let's go to 24 kilometers from me out here in West Van. And only jobs with a salary, because, I mean, that's the whole point. We want to see what the salaries are. All right, let's have a look here. Heavy duty mechanic, $51 an hour. Well, that's a good job. I mean, that's 80 odd thousand a year. 51. That's $106,000 a year, or $8,800 a month. I mean, that's a decent salary. Account executive, 80 to 130K. Although I had a look at this one, this seems like more one of those guys that's trying to convince you to sell your own stuff. Junior associate lawyer, between $80 and $168,000 a year. Telecom field tech, $1,000 a month. If you're making $1,000 a month, you're going to struggle. That's a job for a youngster. Outside sales internship. All right, $24 an hour for a sales paid internship. That's not bad, actually. Well, I mean, in an internship, but I mean, $24 an hour. It's not huge. Let's have a look how much that is. $24 an hour, that's $50 a year. That's $4,160 a month. Sales account manager, this is the same guys as up there. Community care aide, casual part-time, $18 to $22. Transport trailer mechanic, $30 an hour. Licensed practical registered nurse. Nurses are in short supply. Everybody's looking for nurses. So if you are a registered nurse, now is a good time to come to Canada. $40 to $44 an hour. That's about $7,000 a month. So you'll clear about $5,000 as per my last video about what it would cost for a single person to live out here. So you'll put about $5,000 in your pocket every month for expenses. So, you can afford a $2,000 rent. Mobile trailer mechanic, $31 to $38. I mean, you're not going to suffer. Head chef, $60,000 to $65,000 a year. I guess food gets thrown in, so you're okay. Payroll manager, $85,000 to $110,000 a year. Production worker, on your feet 8 hours or more, able to lift 50 pounds, $18 to $26 an hour. Assistant general manager, $60,000 to $70,000 a year. Mental health rehabilitation worker, $27 an hour. Special Youth Support Worker, Richmond, $25, $24.86. Child and Youth Community Support Worker, 22 to 25. Food delivery driver, $75 a day. Wow, that's not very good, I don't think. Group facilitator, $21 to $24. Mental health and addictions outreach clinician, $35 to $44. Clinical dietitian, $33 to $41. Amazon delivery driver, $21 an hour. Well, that's not a lot, eh? $21 an hour. It's $3,600 a month. You're not going to be living in a one-bedroom apartment in downtown Vancouver for that price. But in Burnaby, you would be okay. Early childhood educator, $18 to $20. Child care worker, $18 to $20. Community support worker, $20 to $23. Restaurant server, I don't think they're going to find anybody at this price because, you know, the waiters are getting like $20+ an hour nowadays. Job developer, not sure what that means, $27 an hour. Inclusion supervisor, 28 to 33. Line cook, 17 to 22. Truck driver, 22 to 23. That seems a little bit low because there's a big truck driver shortage also in Canada. You know, remember, this is people that are advertising for jobs. And I think I read an article the other day that there's actually a bit of a disconnect with employers, between employers and employees, because employers go out there and go, hey, I've got this job, I'll pay $22 an hour. Meanwhile, everybody else is paying like $40 an hour already for the same job. So, and then they're like, we can't find people to work here. We don't understand it. Because there is currently a huge shortage of employees. Arena and facility operator, graveyard, $28 to $29 an hour. Hey, you only need a high school diploma and a driver's license. Wow, that's not too bad. Warehouse supervisor, $50,000 to $60,000 an hour. Receptionist, part-time, $19 an hour. 3D animation director, $43 to $62 an hour. Director of finance, $150,000 a year. Marketing and communication manager, $85,000 to $90,000 a year. Rec and outreach facilitator, production controller, $65,000 to $72,000 a year. Resident support casual, $26 an hour. Parts coordinator, $50,000 to $65,000 a year. Healthcare aid, $25 an hour. Shipper, receiver, forklift operator, $21 an hour. Kitchen cook, $17 an hour. Spiritual health practitioner, counseling and psychosocial oncology. Wow. $59,000 to $85,000 a year. Radio chemist, $33 to $41 an hour. Bakers, specialist, health promotion, prevention, screening, BC cancer. Employment outreach coordinator, $60,000 a year. Receptionist, $24 an hour. Bookkeeper, remote bookkeeper, $25 an hour. Chef, $68 to $72. Clinical pharmacist, $45 to $56. Director of screening operations. Okay, that's 3D effects artist, $22 to $43 an hour. Radiation therapist, program assistant. Registered nurse, $36 to $47 an hour. Registry clerk, $22. So, yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It really depends on what you are trying to achieve and I guess, you know, what kind of job you're looking for and what kind of qualifications you have. But the bottom line is that, you know, if you're making $3,500 or $4,000 a month, which is what, $24, $25 an hour. Let's have a quick look here. So to make, sorry, I'm just doing this, $25 an hour is $4,300 a month. Now, if you're making $4,300 a month as a single person, you're definitely not going to live in downtown Vancouver, because then in a one-bedroom apartment, because that's going to cost too much. You're going to be subletting from somebody a room, or you're going to live far outside of town in a little garden unit or something like that, where you can still get places for $1,200. But, you know, if you're two people, if you're a family like me and Belinda, it's kind of silly. I mean, between the two of our salaries, we cover enough to make the rent and cover everything else. It's like, you know, I guess the thing is, there's not that much other expenses when you are around here, because free medical is obviously a huge expense, or a huge thing. And free schooling is a huge thing. Back in South Africa, we had to pay a fortune for schooling, and we had to pay a fortune for medical. So you needed to make all of this extra money just to pay for that. And then you had to pay for security, and you had to pay for all of those things. Over here, those are expenses that we do not have. Our biggest expenses are rent. Our second biggest expenses are insurance. And from then on, it's, you know, it's groceries and stuff like that. And I was actually looking at it again today, you know. You could get away with like $10, $15 per person per day for food if you cook at home. And then, I mean, then you're eating okay. You're not eating crap. So all things considered, if you have a two-person income, I think you're good. A one-person, single-person income, unless you are highly qualified, you are going to struggle. It is what it is. Anyway, I thought I'd run through this. Doesn't help me looking at it. You got to look at Jubal and see, or any of the other job boards, and see if there's anything that helps for you there. And then the bottom line is, you need to do the calculations and figure out if you're going to be able to make it. There are plenty of calculators online that helps you to calculate how much, and to convert your annual salary to bi-weekly salaries and monthly salaries and weekly and everything. So you can do all of that. And then there's also plenty of tax calculators online where you enter that and you see how much you end up with at the end of the day. The one thing that they don't show you is all the other government money that you get. You know, if you have kids or you don't have kids, there's a lot of little freebies. Now, I know people say it's not free money, they take it from your taxes. Well, at least they give you a little bit of your taxes back, which is great, I guess. Maybe it would have been nice if they didn't take it in the first place, but hey, this is where we are. So you do pay a large amount of taxes, but they also just kind of give you random money. The Premier of BC decided that in January he's going to give everybody $100 off on their electricity bill. So great, everybody's account is going to be credited with $100. You know, that helps. Anyway, so yep, that's it. I hope that gives you an idea of what salaries are around here. It is livable. People do it every single day. People are here. They live in these apartments. They pay these rents and they survive because there's not that much other stuff that you need to pay for and that you're going to spend money on. All right, folks. Have a good one. Cheers.